Hello, my friend. Take a moment. Just breathe. Feel the air coming in and going out. Feel your body here, right now. You are safe. You are calm. And you are ready for a new story. Maybe you are sitting in your favorite chair. Maybe you are drinking tea. Maybe you have a book in your hands. Wherever you are, welcome. This time is yours. Now, look around you. Do you see something made of paper? Maybe a book. Maybe a notebook. Maybe a piece of paper on your desk, maybe a tissue, or a cardboard box, or an old letter. Paper is everywhere. We use it every day. We write on it. We read it. We wrap things with it. We clean with it. We send messages with it. It is so common that we never think about it. But here is the truth. Paper is one of the most important inventions in human history. Without paper, the world would be completely different. No books, no newspapers, no school notebooks. No money, no maps. And the story of how paper came to the world? It is full of secrets, spies, and surprises. So sit back, relax, and keep that warm cup close. This is the secret history of the world's most common object, paper. Our story begins more than 2,000 years ago. In that time, if people wanted to write something, they had problems. In Egypt, people wrote on papyrus. They took a plant, cut it into thin pieces, and pressed it together. It worked, but it was difficult to make, and it broke easily. In Europe, people wrote on animal skin. They took the skin of sheep or cows, cleaned it, and dried it. This was called parchment. It was strong, but it was very expensive. To make one book, you needed the skin of hundreds of animals. Only rich people could afford books. In China, people wrote on bones, on silk, on bamboo. Silk was expensive. Bamboo was heavy. Imagine carrying a book made of bamboo. It would weigh more than you. People needed something better, something cheap, something light, something easy to make. And then one person had an idea. His name was Kai Lun. Kai Lun lived in China around the year 105 AD. He worked for the emperor. His job was to make things for the royal court. He was a clever man. He liked to experiment. One day, he had an idea. He took tree bark. He took old cloth. He took fishing nets, things that people threw away. He mixed them with water. He beat them into a soft, wet pulp. Then he took a thin screen and dipped it into the mixture. He lifted it up. Water dripped through. A thin layer of wet fiber stayed on the screen. He let it dry in the sun. And when it was dry, it was paper. The first real paper in human history. Kai Lun took his invention to the emperor. The emperor was very happy. He gave Kai Lun money and honor. He told people to start making paper everywhere. Soon, paper spread across China. People wrote on it. They painted on it. They made books with it. For the first time, writing was easy. Writing was cheap. Ordinary people could own books. But China had a secret, and they wanted to keep it. For more than 500 years, only China knew how to make paper. If you wanted paper, you had to buy it from China. And China did not tell anyone how it was made. It was a secret, a very valuable secret. Other countries tried to guess. They tried to make paper themselves, but they could not figure it out. The secret was safe. Then, in the year 751 AD, something happened. The Chinese army was fighting against Arab soldiers in a place called Samarkand. The Arabs won the battle. They captured many Chinese soldiers. Among those soldiers were papermakers. The Arabs took the papermakers back to their cities. They said, "Show us how to make paper." The Chinese prisoners had no choice. They showed them everything: the bark, the cloth, the water, the screen, the drying. And just like that, the secret was out. Soon, paper factories opened in Baghdad, in Damascus, in Cairo. The Arab world learned to make beautiful paper. They loved it. They used it for books, for letters, for everything. From the Arab world, paper traveled to Africa, to India, and slowly to Europe. Europe was slow to accept paper. For a long time, Europeans still preferred parchment. They thought paper was not good enough. It was too thin. It was too weak. It was made by Muslims, so some people did not trust it. But paper had one big advantage. It was cheap. A book made of parchment cost as much as a house. A book made of paper cost much less. In the 1200s, paper factories opened in Italy, then in France, then in Germany. Finally, Europe had its own paper. And then, something even bigger happened. In the year 1450, a man named Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press. Before Gutenberg, all books were written by hand. If you wanted a book, someone had to copy it word by word. It took months. It took years. Books were rare and expensive. But with the printing press, you could make many books quickly. You could print hundreds of pages in one day. There was only one problem. To print books, you need paper. Lots and lots of paper. And suddenly, the world needed more paper than ever before. Paper makers worked day and night. They built bigger factories. They found new ways to make paper faster. They used water wheels to power their machines. They made paper from cotton, from linen, from old clothes. The more books people printed, the more people wanted to read. And the more people read, the more they wanted to learn. Ideas began to travel faster than ever before. Science, philosophy, religion, stories, all of them traveled on paper. Some people say the printing press changed the world, and they are right. But the printing press could not work without paper. Paper was the silent hero, the thing nobody noticed. But without it, nothing would have changed. Paper changed everything. Before paper, only kings, priests, and rich people could read and write. Ordinary people worked in fields. They never held a book. They never wrote a letter. After paper, slowly, things began to change. Children learned to read in schools. They used paper books. They wrote on paper with pens. Scientists wrote down their discoveries. They shared them with other scientists far away. Ideas grew faster. Explorers took paper maps on their ships. They drew new lands. They found new worlds. Governments wrote laws on paper. They kept records. They collected taxes. Paper helped them organize everything. Lovers wrote letters on paper. They sent their feelings across mountains and oceans. Paper carried their love. Newspapers appeared. For the first time, ordinary people could learn what was happening in the world. They read about wars, about discoveries, about strange new ideas. Paper gave power to people, not just to kings. But paper has a dark side too. Paper can carry lies as easily as truth. Bad ideas can travel on paper too. Throughout history, people have used paper to spread hate, to control others, to start wars. Paper has been burned by people who were afraid of ideas. Many great books have been lost forever because someone threw them into the fire. And paper has a cost. To make paper, you need trees. Millions and millions of trees. Forests have been cut down to make paper for our books, our newspapers, our notebooks. Today, we are trying to find better ways. We recycle paper. We use less. We plant new trees. But the problem is not solved. Paper is beautiful, but it is not simple. Now, think about your own life. How much paper do you use every day? Maybe you write in a notebook. Maybe you read a book. Maybe you use paper towels in the kitchen. Maybe you get letters in the mail. Maybe money passes through your hands, and money is made of paper too. Paper is everywhere. It is so common that we forget it is there. But every piece of paper has a story. The book in your hands? Somewhere, a tree was cut down. The wood was turned into pulp. The pulp was pressed and dried. The paper was cut and printed. It traveled on trucks and ships to a store. You bought it. And now it is here, with you. The notebook you write in, same story. A long journey from a forest to your desk. The paper you use every day comes from somewhere. It has traveled far to be with you. And all of this started with one man, 2,000 years ago, mixing tree bark and old fishing nets in a small room in China. So here is what we learned today. Paper was invented in China by a man named Kai Lun around 105 AD. He used tree bark, old cloth, and fishing nets. For 500 years, China kept the secret of paper making. Then, in a war, Chinese paper makers were captured. The secret spread to the Arab world, and then to Europe. When the printing press was invented, paper became more important than ever. Books became cheap. Ideas spread fast. The world changed forever. Today, we use paper every day. We barely notice it. But without paper, our world would not exist. No books, no schools, no newspapers, no money. Paper is the invisible hero of human history. When you learn English, you use paper too. Maybe you write new words in a notebook. Maybe you read stories in a book. Maybe you print pages to study. Every time you write a word on paper, you are doing something amazing. You are putting your thoughts into a form that can last, that can travel, that can be read by someone else, somewhere else, someday. Just like Chai Lun, more than 2,000 years ago. Paper connects us, across time, across distance, across cultures. And now, you are part of that story too. Thank you for listening to this story today. I hope you enjoyed this journey through history. I hope it helped you with your English learning too. If you like this story, please give it a like. It helps more people find our channel. If you want to hear more stories like this, about history, about the everyday things around us, about the secrets of the world, please subscribe. Your support helps us create more content for your English journey. And if you have ideas for other stories, please leave a comment below. I would love to know what you want to learn next. Until next time, my friend, keep learning, keep wondering, and the next time you pick up a piece of paper, remember the long, secret journey it took to get to you. See you soon.